Hi, welcome to our Chanel, the Logific. Thank you for visiting us. In the previous video, we introduced this new channel. In this video, we will discuss about the topic we mentioned in our last video. Our topic today is the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? If we try to answer all of these questions, it requires to include more topics in this one. But to make our discussion smooth and beneficial, let's see the scientific view of life. In the scientific view, life is the existence of the 7 characteristics of the living things, which are movement, sensitivity, reproduction, respiration, growth, nutrition, and excretion. These 7 characteristics show the existence of life in a living thing, but they do not evidently explain the meaning of life. More importantly, they need what combines among them and generate their mental functionality and physical integration. That thing is the soul. Nothing is never alive until there is soul in its physical body. At this point, all scientific view towards life fail unless science finds out and describes what is the soul, a question that science had and will never get its answer. Besides scientists, philosophers have wrestled with the meaning of life for centuries, offering a variety of perspectives. Here are a few major schools of thought, so let's explore some philosophical perspectives on the meaning of life. 1. Existentialism. Thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus argued that life has no inherent meaning, and it's up to individuals to create their own purpose through choices and actions. This theory is quite a logic, because if every individual creates his own purpose, it will clash the nature of the human existence, as choices are ever unlimited. 2. Absurdism. Camus further explored the idea that life is inherently meaningless, but instead of despairing, we should embrace the absurdity and live fully despite it. This theory has already contradicted its own self, because nothing can exist without meaning. 3. Nihilism. Friedrich Nietzsche and others suggested that life is devoid of objective meaning, morality, or value, leaving individuals to forge their own paths without external purpose. Here, if we forge our own path, we will end up forging without reaching a commonly acceptable goal, because if something does not have a purpose, the nothing itself will be an unexcitable purpose. 4. Eudaimonism. Aristotelian ethics. Aristotle believed the purpose of life is to achieve eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or the good life, by living virtuously and fulfilling one's potential. This theory is good as it suggests that life should be good, but the striking questions will be, what is the good life we should flourish? Who is to describe the good life? If I live in a certain life and I enjoy and see it the best life to live, it might look to you an unacceptable life and vice versa. So, unless we agree what the good life is, we will never reach and live the flourishing good life. 5. Utilitarianism. John Stuart Mill and Jeremy Bentham proposed that meaning comes from maximizing happiness and reducing suffering for the greatest number of people. Maximizing happiness and reducing suffering are things that we all wish, but who can give a happiness to who? What is the happiness itself? Can everyone give a happiness to himself? If so, we wouldn't have been aware of what suffering is. If no, then no one can give others what he cannot give his own self. About the suffering, what makes you suffer might please me, and what makes me suffer might please you, so our wish will forever remain a wish. 6. Humanism. This perspective emphasizes meaning through human relationships, creativity, knowledge, and the pursuit of personal and societal progress. If we pursue our progress through our human relationships and creativity, how long will it take us to reach that goal of humanity? Who will organize the relationships? What is the limit of our creativity? Then all of these confusing-like questions will lead us to the of what comes after all of this. 7. Theism. Many religious philosophies argue that life's meaning is defined by a divine purpose or connection to a higher power. This philosophy is the most so far logic of all of these 7 thoughts. This is because it has suggested that there is a divine higher power. Once we have admitted that there is a higher power, we must ask ourselves who or what is that higher power. If the meaning of life is connected to that higher power, it means that life has come from that higher power. In other words, life has a creator, and this creator can only know and define the meaning of life. So, what is the meaning of life? In a very short and comprehensive answer, The meaning of life is to live for what you were brought to life. But again, there arises another question from this answer. For what was I brought to life, and more importantly, who brought me to life? In our next video, we will discuss about this question. Thank you.